We've had thunderstorm.
Who can say where the road goes?
I mean, it wasn't a horrible thunderstorm, but it's...
You can see it in the previous video.
I would rather be cautious than foolish.
Yeah.
That's just me. Because I've got a lot of Libra in my chart. Which does not go well with kids. Lots of Aries in his chart.
No.
That causes friction. More friction.
At least it's not Virgo.
No, actually it is Virgo that I've got. My bad. I've got a rising sign of Libra.
Oh, that's why.
But I have got lots of Virgo other than that. My bad. I misspoke. But that is what it is.
How dare.
Virgo
How dare.
and Aries.
How dare. How...
I'm allowed to make
dare.
mistakes.
How
I am.
dare.
I am allowed to make mistakes.
What does that have to do with mistakes?
As far as
Me?
getting confused.
You call me a mistake?
Getting confused.
How dare.
No, getting confused between the Libra and the Virgo and that. Yeah. So, anyhow, we lived.
How dare.
We lived.
Yeah.
And back to make yet another video. And this one, actually, I have two stories because they were both kind of short, so just decided to combine them. The first one is from Mirror. It didn't say the Mirror, it just said Mirror.
Loves it.
Shouldn't there be a "the" in front of that?
Depends on what it is.
I think that languages have changed so much, I no longer recognize a lot.
We can barely speak English
properly. Oh, hell, y'all speak in emojis.
Who is we? I ain't included in that.
That and some of the
I may put emojis at the
articles,
end, but that's to like because they can't see my face, and I want them to be like, oh, okay, it
right.
was this
Well, I
meaning.
do understand that, but there are some people that they speak in emojis.
That's hieroglyphics.
Exactly. And I'm
Nobody
grateful.
actually speaks an emoji.
I am so grateful for spell check because I have always had some kind of learning challenge with spelling. Don't know why. Probably because they taught us to try to do that phonetically. You can't do that with mountain speak.
No.
That doesn't work. So, but some of the way these articles are written, I'm like, oh my God, my English teacher would have throttled me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was always a matter that you were supposed to proofread.
Always.
Yeah.
Who proofread now? Me.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of going back, you check the spelling, you check the sentence structure, grammar, punctuation.
Oh, I would be ripped
all
to
of it.
shreds with my sentence structure.
Well,
I can barely get my thought in with 10 words or less.
oh, she was highly upset with me that I didn't go into the field of journalism for real.
You could have, and you would have been successful at that.
I probably would have done a hell of a lot better if I had listened to her. But anyhow, young and stupid somehow goes together. Point
Never too
being,
late.
I try to go through and edit some of these stories, and some of them I'll just read them, verbatim, because I want other people. They got a byline, let them take the brunt of it, because that's where it deserves. It's like, go back and proofread, people. Don't these people have an editor that they're supposed to proofread?
Sometimes they are the editor.
Oh, God. It's always good to have somebody else proofread, because when you are writing things, you always miss mistakes.
Yeah.
And that is something in the not too distant past when I was writing letters to governors and different things like that. And then
Last month?
I've been given a break
Last
for
week?
about a year. But then to sit there and go, it's like, oh my God, I made an error. I sent this out and I made an error, because people look at that. They really do.
People look, but do they pay attention?
When it's governors and attorneys and elected officials, yes, they do. Yes, they do. And it's like, oh my God, because a lot of
That's
times
when you sit on
I
it
would
for a day.
be emotionally charged. Absolutely, you sit on it for a day. and go back. But when you're writing it, a lot of times, like, the mistakes, you just don't see it.
Like, even with videos, I have made, like, several TikToks that are still in my drafts, and I look at now and I'm like, I'm so glad I did not post that, because I was pissed. And I did not convey myself properly.
That's a little different than contacting elected officials.
You can be pissed and still contact officials.
Yes, but to do it with proper grammar, that's what I was trying to get to. Oh, of course, it's no worse than some of these other ones, including Mirror. The Mirror, please. This one
Vogue.
is...
What is Vogue?
God, by a bad song by Madonna. This one is by Antony Thrower, and was May 5th, 2022.
Proofread your speech.
That wasn't... Well, that's just a matter of enunciation. I'm challenged with that every day. And this is exclusive. Woman terrified by new home she claims is haunted by demon of girl who refuses to leave. Now, that's a hell of a title. I think that the headline should have been a little more succinct.
Woman haunted by demon girl.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Absolutely. That would have been perfect. And the link will be in the description box. And so Mr. Thrower writes...
Hell, you don't even have to put girl at the end. You can just woman haunted by demon.
Yeah. A woman claims she has been left terrified by a demonic spirit haunting her home, which takes the form of a little girl. The victim had recently bought the house when she was first spooked as a child's voice called out, "Hello," from a nearby empty room, she says.
Hello?
God, that would be creepy.
Hello?
Kid voices, disembodied kid voices are always...
Scary.
Those are some of the most scary ones. I don't know
Creepy
why.
baby hands
God.
touching your feet.
No.
That's why you lift your covers up and tuck your feet under the covers.
Yeah, I don't... How do we think that a piece of cloth is going to protect us from the supernatural, really?
Have you seen The Grudge? It sure as hell does not. It comes right under those sheets.
And what happens?
It snatches you into the ether.
Right. And then what happens a lot of times in these hauntings and different things, they pull the covers off of people, and it scares the hell out of them because you feel vulnerable.
That's why you grip those sheets tight. You're like, oh, you ain't snatching my covers, bitch.
Maybe that's why people are buying those weighted blankets. Maybe it's
No, that's
harder.
autism. I'm not even joking. That's, yeah.
Oh, God, that deserves a coffee slurp on there. I had no idea what that was.
Cheers.
And she says later a gardener mowing the lawn asked how many children she had, as he had heard a young person laughing while she was out and the house was empty. Chillingly, the haunting was worsened in recent days as she hears pounding on walls, footsteps, and personal items falling from shelves. She claims, quote, "I have a demon in my house and I need help. I didn't know it was a demon at first, but it got worse and worse when my husband left for work for a couple of months. The girl started to become more present with footsteps, pounding, stuff falling. It became worse. I had someone mow my lawn and he said, 'How many kids do you have?' I said, 'None yet.' His eyes got big and said, 'Oh, I was wondering because I kept hearing a little girl laugh in your house before you came home. It's been terrifying. I keep waking up at 3 a.m. like wide awake with no explanation.'"
I've had that happen to me before.
Well, I do too. "I hear knocking on my door randomly. My dog has stopped eating and keeps sitting in front or behind me. Keeps walking up and down my room and laying in front of my bedroom door. I hear things being knocked over and I feel like I'm going crazy," end quote. The terrified homeowner, who is from Kentucky here in America, recently bought the house, so she's unable to abandon it. She had also reported a vile, rotting stench coming from her bathroom. There's like 1,000,002 jokes.
Open a window, light a candle. What, is it like the fucking Exorcist where the priest was taking a shit and flies were covering the window?
Was that The Exorcist or was that
that was the parody of The
okay.
Exorcist from Scary Movie. I think it was Scary Movie 3.
There was, like I said, there were just so many
Lord,
directions.
rebuke this David. He's flying off the toilet.
That would just write your own joke there. Share them in the comments section. It says, as a result of the creepy goings on, she has contacted her local church for assistance. Yvette Fielding,
That's the right choice.
the host of Most Haunted, as well as podcast Paranormal Activity with Yvette Fielding, suggested the house may need blessing.
I like that name.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
Yvette, that is a pretty name.
That's a name that you don't really hear often.
And Yvette has also stated, this sounds to me like the woman is being haunted by a spirit that is seeking attention. Without seeing the location, it's hard for me to come to some kind of conclusion, but it seems that like the lady needs to have her house blessed. Her first stop should be her church of her faith.
No.
In each diocese, they have a person who can help and give comfort and blessings.
No.
In most
What?
cases, this usually sorts things out. If that fails, a well-qualified spiritualist can be found in her local spiritualist church. Can also come and help. This lady obviously is in England. She has no concept of Kentucky. A local spiritualist church. Oh, no.
We don't have that shit here.
Some areas in Kentucky still do snake handling.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Literally, Jennifer Coolidge. Oh, what? I've never heard of that before.
And the lady,
What is this spiritual person?
Miss Yvette, she goes on. As with all these things, she has to do her homework, as there are many charlatans out there who will ask her for money to cleanse the house. If they do, she mustn't go ahead with them, end quote. So she mustn't go, that means she's British. Because Americans, there's nobody in America that would use that phrase.
I mustn't say.
So, Yvette,
That just
honey,
sounds weird.
you need to come visit. You need to come visit these areas, and you will have
Take a trip
whole
to America and
new
understand.
understanding of life.
Go to each state. Visit at least 5 towns in each state.
And let's go back and unpack this.
Hell, even if you
Let's dissect
If you
this.
go 30 minutes away from us, it's a slightly different dialect from us.
Oh yeah, I mean seriously, that you can drive like 10, 15 minutes or miles rather, and you can have a slightly different dialect.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So within this, she's convinced it's a demon. That has not been verified.
It could be a poltergeist.
She has some kind of spirit in her house. But there can be a vast difference between a haunting and a demonic presence.
Has it actually harmed her?
Right.
If it has not harmed her, it is just a fucking poltergeist.
Not necessarily that.
Or
It
an-
could just be a restless spirit, which is different than a poltergeist.
That goes in under the umbrella of poltergeist because
See, I
now
don't think of that. Are they doing something different with the classifications?
Yeah, like
Oh, shit.
there's an umbrella sort of. Poltergeist is like an umbrella term.
Well, and that was something that I was watching something the other day, and they were talking about the difference between a haunting, which is not a current presence, versus an apparition, which is a current presence.
Yeah, we have an apparition right in there. Yeah.
Well, I don't even pay any mind to her. So, as far as somebody from another nation trying to diagnose, well, no, you can't do that. But now, depending
No,
on
you
what part
can't.
of Kentucky this woman's in, and from how she
go travel 30 minutes and we're already in Kentucky.
from how she has spoken, I'd say she's not from an urban environment.
No.
So maybe she does need to contact her local Pentecostal church. Because now you talk about somebody that That's the Baptist.
The Baptist.
The Pentecostals, they put the Baptist to shame. But I will tell you this, within some of these Pentecostal churches, as far as having power over demons, they do. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they will not tolerate any of that.
Where is the Pentecostals around here? I don't know where a single one is.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a great uncle that was one.
I did.
Absolutely.
Where the You're going to have to tell me where that is. Where the church is.
It was one of your grandfather's brothers. Yeah.
Where the fuck was the church?
Up there on the skillet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that really is an area here. So, anyhow, maybe they need to put some of the rattlesnakes in there. Maybe that would change that. But as far as
snick a snake,
it's never a bad idea anytime that you go to a new dwelling, or even if you have an existing dwelling, to have your house blessed ever so often.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing to do, and most people will be willing. Now, I do agree with that. If it's somebody that's worth their salt, they will not charge you a fee.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I have ever heard of a pastor that's crossed my palm with silver and I'll come, bless your property. So at the end of this article, they mentioned somebody named Tony Ferguson. And so did a little bit of research on him, and he had an episode. Now, this one is...
An episode of Hauntings.
Yeah, really. This is
Season 3, episode 5.
An article by Daily Star. Again, not the Daily Star, just Daily Star. And this is by, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Ewan Gleadow. That sounds like a Scottish name, and I'm sorry.
Gleadow.
And this was from May the 2nd, 2022. Ghost Hunter Touring UK describes haunting moment he felt demon hand on his neck. And says that a ghost hunter touring rumored haunted sites in the UK has said they had to leave one location early because they were so scared. Tony Ferguson, 37... And maybe he isn't from the UK. Maybe he is from here.
Scratch? What? How did it... Demon hand. Okay, was it like a grip? Was it just like a touch? Was it a scratch?
Ye who reads the last chapter before even reading the first of the book, set your ass down just a minute. God, we've got to get you some medicine for the ADHD. Anyhow,
I have questions. I need answers.
If you would sit and listen, you may find what you're seeking for.
How dare
Tony Ferguson,
help you that
37, is a part-time paranormal investigator and visited many of the supposedly haunted places in the UK with the intention of debunking rumors. But that is not always possible. The paranormal expert from New Forest, Hampshire. Mm-hmm. So is that Britain?
Yeah, that is Britain.
Okay. Has since
England.
recalled a trip to ancient Ram Inn, and oh my God, Gloucestershire. You're a Scottish
to
name.
Me like I can say that.
Yes,
Gloucestershire.
Oh, Blue will be sitting there going, "Oh God, love them. They can't even."
Glucose.
It's Gloucestershire, I think, that left him convinced the location was one of the most haunted in the UK. Tony and his team from Ghost to Ghost say that they couldn't explain the paranormal happenings they experienced and left early because of it. Tony said, quote, "I was very skeptical, but there were so many things I couldn't explain. I am not normally on edge during investigations, but this place felt very eerie and sinister. I kept seeing this thing floating above us. It seemed to be following us around. At one point, we heard someone say the word jinn, which is the Arabic name for spirit or demon. I saw mist coming towards me. I felt a hand on my neck and heard all kinds of noises I couldn't explain."
Then it wasn't a demon if it didn't hurt you.
We left 2 hours early because of how uncomfortable everyone felt. It's one of the most haunted places in the UK by far, end quote. The ancient Ram Inn was turned into a tourist attraction due to its reputation as a paranormal location, with the inn rumored to have been buried on... Yeah, the inn rumored to have been buried on a pagan burial ground. Now, how did the inn...
So the inn was buried?
That's what I'm wondering. Proofread, people.
Are they talking about the gin?
Yeah. Other rumors...
They probably meant gin. So, like the ghost...
Proofread. Other rumors suggest the pub was a place where people would practice witchcraft and devil worship, as well as a number of reported murders and deaths. John Humphreys, who lived at the inn until his death in 2017, said, as I pointed to a haunted corner, a big flash came across and hit me with a terrific force. It threw me from one end of the room to the other, and I was pinned up against the wall, helpless, end quote.
Oh, no, that doesn't even...
Tony's exploration terrified him and his crew, with the paranormal expert saying, quote, there were so many banging sounds that we even heard a dragging sound above us, but there was nobody upstairs. Then in the living room area, our portal, a device used to connect with the afterlife, said the word jinn, which is Arabic for spirit or demon, while the orb floated above our heads. At one point, the room grew very dark, and we heard a very clear fuck you.
No shit!
In a disembodied man's voice. But we were the only men in the house. The worst was when I felt something around my neck. Nobody was there, but I felt like I was being strangled. I am not normally on edge during investigations, but this place felt very eerie. I was so shocked by it. I would say it's one of the most haunted places in the UK by far, end quote.
Loves it.
That is one of the most poorly written articles.
It's probably well written for them, but like for us, it's difficult.
And it's like, because it's reiterating the same thing that Tony had said there at the end. And it's like, there is absolutely no need for that. There was a lot of commentary that could have been placed on that article. The reason I do not rewrite this shit is because it takes sometimes hours. So that's the reason I read it a lot of times verbatim and laugh. Because, yes. Now, as far as something touching his neck, again, we don't know this was demonic.
Said that
They're assuming.
He said that it felt like it was strangling him. In that case, yeah, it could have been.
It could have been demonic, but it could have been also just some other kind of spirit.
Some kind of angry spirit.
Yeah.
Like, for example, human spirits can be very angry, very violent too.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
especially some of the ones that come out of the mental hospitals or the abandoned ones, and as far as the prisons, absolutely, you've got a lot of angry spirits in those places.
Mm-hmm. Just because it harms you, don't automatically think it's a demon. It could be an angry human spirit.
Well, I guess that you put the word demon and that gets more clicks or whatever they do these days.
Clickbait.
Paranormal encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Classifications.
Hungry ghost.
Yeah.
Hungry ghost. Let me just raid your fridge for a bit.
Now, I'll tell you something.
I'll grab a couple slices of pizza. When you wake up, the whole pizza's gone. As
far as Japan having some really hardcore, paranormal ghost spirits,
I would say they have some of the scary, like Asia
they really
in general.
do.
They have the scariest spirits.
They do have some scary stuff. And the reason we don't care that I don't cover more stories from that area is I can't pronounce it. And I do not want to do injustice to it.
And I am very rusty with my Japanese, so I am not even going to try that.
An oldest kid, he does not play well with others, so he's just like, yeah, I'll go.
And sister-in-law.
He has low tolerance for us.
Sister-in-law, I don't know if she would want to do it either. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that she would be interested in it.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe she would be, though.
Maybe. But that's one of the reasons that we don't cover some of the stories from other places. Is because I can't even pronounce the Scottish stuff. Of course, I could have, it's like, and that and the Gaelic and different things like that. No. I struggle with the American English.
I struggle on a day-to-day basis. I fight with my speech impediment on a day-to-day basis.
But it's like...
I have to calculate every single fucking word.
To assume that these entities are demonic, no. Oh, and I can rant about... there was a series that was called A Haunting, and Discovery Plus has that.
It's really good.
It is good because
I love that show so much.
They sort of have a dramatization of the events that occurred, and then they interview the people, the actual people that were there.
And see, that's what I was hoping Zach Bagans'
and that's okay.
show was going to be like, and it's not.
But I liked it.
It's mini movies, and I'm like, if I wanted to watch a fucking movie, I would watch a movie.
But you're hijacking me totally again. This one episode that they had supposedly gotten this mystic or paranormal person or whatever it was, and after the event, she had told this person that she was creating a thought form, basically. And this supposed thought form had gone to the paranormal person's house. That's not a fucking thought form.
And so
that
basically,
was
did he take it back? Did he take it back as far as what he said?
Oh, no. It was one of those, she had this woman convinced that she had created a poltergeist. And when the poltergeist, first of all, people don't have that ability. It had started doing similar malevolent things to one of the grandkids. And so you've got this woman that has had these paranormal experiences that was panicked about that. Now she has guilt on top of that there's a part of her that she doesn't understand, that because she can't control her negative emotions, they have taken form and are now hurting one of her grandchildren. I was livid. And it's like, this person that is claiming to be a paranormal whatever is so full of horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's just, no. She has put this lady at risk, not only from whatever this entity is, but also the psychological damage. She gaslighted this woman.
Yeah. That's why you do your research before you fucking hire these people. Or how about you contact the church first?
Well, the woman was panicked. And a lot of these people that when they have these, paranormal and supernatural, especially if it's that type of scary, they don't know who to contact. And you've got a lot of frauds out there that are hanging up a shingle. Everybody thinks they'd be a ghost chaser until something chases them back. You've got a lot of people, it's like, yes, I'm going to come in and cleanse your house. And it's like they'll go through with a smudge stick. They have no authority. They have no power. And it's like a lot of them will make it worse. And that includes some people that are of a religious persuasion.
Yeah.
It's a matter of you've got to have the power behind it, because humans in and of themselves, they do not have power.
No.
Especially not over these invisible entities. So there's a whole lot of prayer. There's a whole lot of preparation that goes into place. A whole lot of
holy water slinging.
Absolutely. But you've got to do the prayer and the different things. Some people will do the fasting before they will even attempt to go in and clear a place.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just a random, I've got a smudge stick in my pocket here, let me wave this over your window.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why these things persist. That's why. And it's like amateurs.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, but that one just, yeah. But that show is on Discovery Plus. It may be other places. You may be able to find it on the YouTubes or something like that.
You can find it on YouTubes, or if you do subscribe to TV and you got like Discovery or the Travel Channel or something else like that, you can watch it on there.
It's a cool show.
Yeah.
So it's coffee slurping time. More coffee. It's always coffee slurping time for me.
It's cigarette time for me.
Anyhow, if you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, if you have experienced the hauntings, hopefully you've not experienced the demons, because they are not fun. If you've got local, regional, family, myths, legends, if you would like to tell me phonetically how to pronounce that Scottish word, that would be great.
Help us.
You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email is always in the description box there.
Mm-hmm.
Know that you're loved and appreciated.
Yeah. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good.
We'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.